Hi, this is Rick, and welcome to the Joy of Vinyl. It's no secret that I love vinyl records, but would I ever sell one? Probably not. But if I were, how would I know how to grade, say, this used copy of Kansas or this sealed copy of Nirvana? Well, that's what we're going to find out today. Enjoy. If you're a vinyl record collector like me, you may never consider selling one of your records. I have duplicates of albums which have ended up in my collection over the years, yet I don't think I would ever sell one of them. I've said this before, but my collection is a lot like a vinyl turtle shell. I've carried it with me for decades. But maybe you are in the business or want to be in the business of selling records. Maybe you have a few of your own you don't mind parting with so you can afford to add more to your collection. Whatever the reason may be, you'll want to understand how to properly grade your records for sale. I'm not going to get into all the places you can sell your records, there are many, but in brief, there's eBay, Discogs, as well as some great Facebook groups, and some of which hold weekly online auctions. Wherever you choose to sell your record, you'll want to make sure you provide potential buyers with an idea of what they are buying. What is the condition of the record, also called the media? Does it have scratches or surface wear? And what about the cover? Are the corners creased? Is it torn? Does it have stains? These are the things you'll consider when you give it a grade. Now, most sellers and buyers follow the grading standards set by Goldmine. As a magazine, it's been around since 1974 and is considered the authority on the subject of collecting. Now, any reputable seller will hopefully be aware of Goldmine's grading system. And then again, buyer beware. Pay attention to a seller's reputation and reviews before you part with your hard-earned dollars. There's nothing more disheartening than to receive a record you thought would be in near mint condition, only to see a long scratch across its surface. When you do grade your record, make sure you are being honest. Look at it closely under decent light. Now, I grade my own records after listening to them, not with the intent to sell, but more with the thought that I may wish to replace a poor copy one day. And if I were to sell a record, one rule of thumb I'd go by is to be conservative when you grade. And if you're tempted to grade it as very good plus, but feel a bit uncomfortable with it, then go with very good instead. It's better to pleasantly surprise the seller than to risk a bad transaction and bad feelings. So let's start with the top grade and work our way to the bottom. Up first is mint. A mint record is the white whale of record collecting. This record and everything associated with it, including its cover, will be in perfect condition without a blemish to be found. Now, just because a record is sealed, it doesn't mean it's in mint condition. You'll definitely want to mention if a record is sealed, but it doesn't automatically grant it the coveted mint designation. Use this sparingly, if at all, when you grade a record. Ask yourself, does perfection really exist in the universe? Next we have near mint. Is the record and its sleeve almost perfect? Is it free of scuff marks from the inner sleeve? When played, is there any surface noise? How about the label? Is it also free of any marks? The same goes for the cover. Does it look as if it recently came out of the factory? Most dealers consider near mint the gold standard, as mint is practically unattainable. Think like a car dealer. A new car will receive its top price while it's still there on the lot. The minute you drive it away, it depreciates, regardless of its actual condition. Now, before I go any further, it also doesn't matter how old the record is. They are all treated and graded as equals. You may have a copy of This Is Fats Domino from 1956 that's in great condition, but you need to grade it with the same eye you would a 1981 copy of Journey's Escape. On top of that, let's say the record is in stellar condition, near mint, but the cover has a water stain on it. So you'd consider the cover in, say, good condition. You'll want to split the difference and mark it as a mixed grade of very good. Painful, I know, but it's honest, and it matters. Next is Very Good Plus, or VG Plus. You may also see Very Good Plus referred to as excellent. A VG Plus record may have some minor evidence of handling or inner sleeve scuff marks. These should not detract from the record being playable, though. The cover, too, may have some minor imperfections, signs that it has been played, but otherwise cared for. A A VG Plus record is perfectly acceptable. I consider many of my own to be VG Plus or even the higher end of the VG Plus scale, but I still typically grade them as VG with a few exceptions, at least as far as my personal collection goes. Again, I'm very conservative with how I grade vinyl. I might even be too critical at times. Then we have very good. Here's where many used records fall, and you can find some great bargains there. There will be flaws, such as marks on the vinyl, maybe surface noise when played, and even a minor scratch that can be felt with the fingernail. Now, scratches may be audible but will not skip on these records. The cover, too, will show signs of age or wear. Seams may be split, and the cover may even have a previous owner's initials on it, but still nothing too big or too distracting. This leads us to good, or G. Now, this record will have surface noise. It'll have visible imperfections and covers that have seen better days. And it certainly doesn't mean it can't be played. A record graded as good shouldn't skip when it encounters imperfections, although they may be distracting to the listener. They will usually sell for around 10% of their near mint value. This leads us to poor and fair. Poor and fair represent the bottom of the barrel. Now, to be honest, they shouldn't even be considered as sellable. These records will break your heart. They'll be cracked, scratched, or warped. To attempt to play them may even be putting your ears and your stylus at risk of permanent damage. Well, just kidding about the ears, but not the needle damage. Records graded as poor are either bound for the trash or ready to enjoy a second life as someone's art project. So that, in a nutshell, is grading vinyl. I hope this helps when it comes to grading your own collection. Be conservative, be honest, and above all, enjoy your records.